Thank you, Kay. And if we could all move in and get a seat, and you don't want to have any conversations going on now because you're going to hear some good memories. The Parables, the drama team over Greer's over here with us, and they're going to take us back to the Middle Village, back on the front porch.
Building is very convenient, lovely, lots of children playing, which will be nice for starting a family.
And?
The house is nice, lovely porch and flowers, but my new roommate is a little bit scruffy.
Scruffy?
Yeah, he probably makes a lot of messes too and eats too much, although looks like he's on the scrawny side.
Well, now you've gone too far, woman.
No, okay, it's beautiful, and you're handsome. There's people watching.
Well, let them. I want everyone to know that I have the most beautiful bride in town.
Excuse me, do you mind stop ogling my favorite niece so she can come down here and give her favorite uncle a hug?
Joe, you leave these poor newlyweds alone.
It sure is good to see you, sir.
See you.
And by the way, thank you so much for helping me find work down at the mill.
That's no problem at all. I was glad to do it, but what seemed to happen to you? Did you lose your razor like I did?
Well, don't pound him, Uncle. Ever since he came home from the army, I hadn't been able to get him to take a razor to his face.
Well, I think he looks handsome. Now listen, I brought a casserole for you to pop in the oven. I knew you'd be too busy unpacking before for supper. And with the holiday, I knew that there wouldn't be much open this weekend. Don't worry about returning the dish. Just consider it a late day gift. I feel so bad that we had to miss the wedding.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Mary. It looks delicious.
Can I help you with some boxes?
I sure would appreciate it.
Do you like the flowers?
Oh, yes, they're lovely.
I had Joe pick them up, pot them yesterday.
That was so thoughtful.
I just thought they'd be a nice touch for the porch. I bet you if you asked Joe real sweet, he'd build you a plant stand and make some porch furniture.
Wouldn't that be nice? Where's Lee?
Well, you know I can't keep him off the ball field for anything. I swan he'd sleep there if I'd let him. Oh, hey there, Shirley.
Hey, I heard we had some new neighbors in the mill here. I want to come by and welcome them.
Catherine Cole, Mrs.
Johnson, but just call me Shirley. It's nice for you and your husband to be here, and I really hope you'll be happy.
Shirley's son plays a lot of baseball with Lee. He's quite good, too, I might add.
Mary, you're too kind. He's one of three, but my only boy. My two girls, Margaret and Carolyn, they're teenagers, too, but they're getting so big I can hardly keep clothes on them.
Yes.
Honey, what in the world have you got in these boxes? These things are heavy.
Those are cats' books. And believe me, there's plenty more where these came from. It is heavy, but not too heavy for a strong, young man like myself.
Honey, what's a pretty thing like you need with 4 tons of encyclopedias?
Now you ought to know, Joe, you always marry someone that's prettier and smarter than yourself.
Lord knows you did.
I can't argue with that.
Catherine will get to go know the kids real well. She'll be teaching over at the high school this fall.
Oh, really? That is great. Well, look at me still standing here holding this cake. You take that and enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Shirley, and I look forward to meeting the children.
Speaking of, I better be getting back home. Lord knows what kind of trouble those three are getting into without me there. Will we be seeing you at church tomorrow, or will you be going to one of those other two, which I suppose is okay if that's your preference?
She's Baptist, Shirley. No need to dance around it. They'll join us tomorrow, and of course there's a picnic after for the 4th that you're of course invited to.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
It's settled then. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye, Shirley. Bless her heart. She has had such a hard time since the war ended, with her husband Walt being killed in action and all. You know, she's working full-time at the mill, just trying to support those kids. And I know she's having a right hard time.
Bless her heart. Maybe I can watch the kids sometimes or something for her.
Well, that'd be sweet. Where is that husband of mine, and why have I not seen him carrying any boxes by lately?
He got caught talking to some buddies of his.
Lord have mercy. If he gets chocolate around there, you all won't get moved in before Christmas.
Well, Mr. Cole, I do believe we're going to like our little house.
Yes, ma'am, I think we'll make plenty of memories here. What with the 7 children and the 4 dogs, 3 cats, and
7 children? Where are we going to put 7 children?
I'll tell you what, let's run around back and see how many bunk beds we can fit in the shed. Come on.
If I end up with 7 children, Mr. Cole, the only one sleeping in the shed's going to be you.
Backside of sick turkey.
Okay, you two. It's good. Early in the night, you'll have plenty of time to cripple each other later on.
Oh, let them go ahead, Mrs. Cole. If they're busy fighting, I can sneak some of their candy for myself.
Well, that is true. Lydia, what are you doing here?
Oh, I told Miss Johnson that I'll walk them around, so she wasn't feeling too well.
Well, that's really kind of you. Why don't I get you your first treats before you set off?
Would those be your famous chocolate chip cookies?
They sure are.
My favorite.
Wow. Let me get down here so I can look at y'all. What a great looking collection of characters.
Don't they look good?
They sure. These 2 right here made me feel like I was right in the middle of a Western. And these 2 here, why, I got right scared when I saw the witch and her cat. I thought they was putting a spell on the house or something.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Cole. Margaret doesn't know any real spells.
Well, that's true, but only one.
What's that?
Well, the only spell I know is how to turn little sisters into black cats and brothers into bullfrogs forever.
Please. Don't listen to her, Carolyn. The only spell she knows is how probably to you know what, we can change out of our costumes, but she'll still be an ugly old witch.
Ken Johnson, you take that back this instant.
Well, that's okay. You know what? Why don't y'all get going? I think y'all should go.
Well, come on, everybody. We gotta get there before all the good stuff gets going.
Well, thank you for all your help, Miss Cole.
Have fun, girls.
Say, boys, those sure are some big bags you got there. Expected quite a loot, I suspect. And heavy, too. Well, let's see what you got here. This is envelope. Toilet paper? You plan on going camping, son?
No, sir.
All right. Hand it over. Let me see what trick you have planned. Yeah, mercy. This looks to be about 4 dozen eggs.
6.
Well, I am disappointed in you two. Especially you, Lee. I thought you had grown all of this.
I'm sorry, Neil. I thought we'd have some fun after we dropped the girls off.
Well, let me tell you. Stay away from the preacher's new car. And if old lady Frances sees you out, she's going to call the police. And, boys, please do remember that I'm a lot older than you are, and I have had a whole lot more Halloweens. So if any of these tricks come near my house, you'll be wearing those eggs. And find the little flaming bags on your doorstep about 4 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Go enjoy, okay?
Bye, boys. enough treats. Got another batch of cookies in the oven, and I bought some apples and caramel in case I want to candy some later. Children should be by any minute now.
That's fine, just as long as you save me a few. Listen. Get down, Cat. Get down. Get down, Cat.
Yeah, it's just some children down the street. Halloween tricks. How long? How long have you been having the nightmares? You know, when I worked in the hospital during the war, the boys would wake up a lot of nights screaming and crying about everything, having nightmares and such. We'd run in there and we'd tell them, you're safe, you're all right. But, well, you understand. So I'd go in their room and I would grab their hand and I would just hold it until they fell asleep. I'd sit with them just like I'm sitting with you right now. I didn't ever ask them questions, and they would very rarely give me any kind of story as to what they were dreaming about, because that would mean they'd have to relive it, and neither one of us wanted them to have to do that. But if you ever want to share, I'll be here. And if you're never ready to share, I'll still be here too.
Not quite cold enough to be a white Christmas though, huh, Daddy?
Well, I don't believe so, son, but maybe a white January.
Well, I'm about to catch my death and not make it to the new year. Cat! Where are you? We're going to be late for the service.
Don't holler at your wife like that. She'll be along soon. Besides, we haven't turned into snowmen just yet.
Speak for yourself. What's she doing anyway?
She's wrapping some presents for the Johnsons. She feels just terrible ever since Mrs. Johnson taken ill.
It is a sad situation.
What exactly is wrong?
Something to do with her heart. Doctors aren't quite sure it really needs to run some more tests, but Shirley decided to wait until after the holidays, not to road it for the children. She must be worried, especially having to miss so much work.
Bless her heart. You know, I wish there was more we could do than just fixing meals and taking gifts. You know, the girls at the mill, they say she's worried to death. You know, I think what we need to do is pray for a Christmas miracle of sorts.
Speaking of, here they come now.
Good evening, Mrs. King, Mr. Cole.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas to you too, darling. Well, what is this?
Chocolate fudge, my great grandma's recipe.
I bet it's delicious. Well, Shirley, it sure is good to see you out on this Christmas Eve.
Thank you. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Joe. Y'all ready to go to church?
Well, we're just waiting on Kat, but I know she'll be along shortly.
No, I'll be along now. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
What have you got?
Oh, just a few gifts for some of my favorite friends and family. But we'll open them later. I know we're late for the service.
Wait just a minute. Have y'all ever seen such a beautiful sky?
You know, I was just looking at that. You know, to be so cold, the skies never look more clear.
You know what's neat? What's that, sweetie? That was the same sky Jesus was born under, just a long time later. The same stars and everything. I think that's pretty neat.
And you know what? I think God still does Christmas miracles just like then.
I agree. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Well, come on, everybody. The sooner we get to this evening church service, the faster we can get to bed and wait for Santa to appear.
Well, come on then. Yes, let's go.
was wearing the Basset Hound. You should have seen her, Mr. Cole. It was embarrassing. I was embarrassing for him.
Well, what did you tell her, Lee?
I told her I already had a date for the dance, but I'd let her know if anything fell through.
That was right before the real date. Nancy Hall. Slapped him for cheating. Said that for all the options for a dance, or him or a crocodile, she'd choose a crocodile. You should have seen the look on his face.
Yeah. It didn't help that Mr. Johnson saw the whole thing and said, I guess something fell through, huh?
Well, that is a sad state of affairs, Lee. Well, let me tell you. Had you taken a lesson from me, see, I would have never found myself in that predicament. I had the best looking girls lined up. And you could have had your pick of the litter if you well, hey, darling. How are you sitting there?
Is that what you think that I do? Boys, don't let him fool you. I just have 2 words. Sarah Bates.
Now, that's not funny, Kat. Don't even go there.
Boys, what's the hold up? It's open day. You about to be late.
Oh, we just thought we'd do a little pre-game warm-up is all. But you're right, it is getting kind of late. We better head to that field, Kenny.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Cole.
Good luck, boys. We'll see you at the field.
I tell you what, you know something? It won't be long before those two are playing textile ball. Real textile ball. I think there's some talent out there, you know? You know, there's nothing like the smell of fresh cut grass to get you into that mood for baseball season.
Well, personally, I prefer the smell of some fresh boiled peanuts while I enjoy the game.
And I can't argue with that. Well, hello, Shirley. How you doing?
Well, I was just coming by to see if I could catch Kenneth before he went to the game.
They just left you onto the field just a little while ago.
I was hoping to give him a sandwich before they got started. Are y'all headed to the game?
Yes, ma'am. We're heading that way shortly, but I'm gonna tell you, it sure is good to see you out looking so well, Mrs. Johnson.
Well, you know, those doctors, they can do miracles these days, and they got me on these medicines, and I should be great. And I hear congratulations are in order for you. You got that promotion at the mill, you've been working so hard. You deserve it.
Well, thank you so much. I just feel privileged to have the opportunity.
Yeah, you know, he's a pretty smart fellow. He learned it all from me.
Joe, you are a mess. Speaking of, here comes your better half now.
Joseph, don't you remember that we need to drop out of church before the game? Oh, hey there, Shirley. Neil. Now we gonna be late on because you're down here flapping your gums. Bye, y'all. See you at the game.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see y'all later.
Well, where are they going?
Well, they had to stop by the church for a moment before they head to the game.
Well, they better hurry up. It's almost time. They are something else, aren't they? They remind me of me and my Walter. We fought all the time, but we shared a lot of love, too. And I just miss him sometimes when he's gone. But listen to me, sitting here rambling on like a stupid old woman.
You don't sound like a stupid old woman, Shirley. And you've got a wonderful group of friends, and community, and children who just love you and want to do anything they can to help.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you, Catherine. I appreciate your kindness. I know it's been hard on the kids, but you've been so kind to help them with their studies, and it's been a big help to them, but it's been a big help to me, too.
They really are good kids, Mrs. Johnson. I tell you, I know it's been a real big help to Kat here with her first year of teaching, having them around.
Sure has.
Thank you so much. Speaking of, I'm going to go collect the girls. I'll see y'all at the game.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it is a beautiful spring day, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. It sure is nice here this time of year. You know what? I ought to take you up into the mountains for a Sunday afternoon drive tomorrow.
Oh, well, that would be nice. You know, the village just looks so alive this time of year. What with the flowers blooming and the boys playing baseball and the kids finally able to go outside after a long cold winter. It's almost like something I'd read in one of my books.
Like a living history.
Yeah, just like a living history. You know, I know that things this wonderful can't last forever, but I do hope that maybe we can preserve a little bit of our living history for generations to come. And maybe one day there will be people who will want to celebrate what once was. Wouldn't that be nice? Listen to me rambling on about educational things. You know, it sure was good to see you playing with those boys.
Oh, it's good for me. And good, too, for Kenneth especially, I think.
Yeah, you know, You're going to make a great father one day.
Well, I don't know about that. You about ready to go to the game?
I think so. You know, this will be our first game as an almost family of 3. Almost.
3?
Thank you, Parables team from Greer. You remember some of those front porch conversations? People just coming by, walking down the street, door unlocked,